Chair out of the way. Howdy, this is Manic Mark coming from the bunker system located underneath the Artville, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. And this was a short story today titled Looking for a Fish Sandwich. And this is a little bit different than the other stories. Well, the other stories were true, but this one's like, it's truer. No, it's not more, it's as true. It's just presented differently. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, 20 years ago, we started looking for a fish sandwich. The first fish sandwich was found in the basement of a church in Newport, Kentucky. The ladies that ran it, I don't know if they rented it out. Anyway, it was right by the courthouse. I don't know. It was almost like it was, even though it was just on Fridays, they had some deal with the church, but that closed down as probably some kind of state permit, health permit or something, a restaurant. They had, you know how the state is. Anyway, Manic Mark said, "This is a pretty good and really cheap fish sandwich," and we left tips, even though it was serve yourself, because we're helping God and everything. Oh well, okay. And then the second fish sandwich was located in an old sub sandwich shop. I think it was a Subway. Your collars used to be black and yellow. I don't know. Did they change that? On Mama Street in Newport, Kentucky. Now, I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it's all black and yellow, and it stinks of grease and cigarette smoke. And it did. It was, and you couldn't even sit in there to finish your sandwich because of the way that the collars are just, oh man, very unappetizing. And the friend I ate lunch with, always says I want the cup to go, so he always makes them put iced tea in a cup. And it was the same ladies. They left the church and they opened this place. Okay, there you go. The fourth, where's the third? Did I flop these pages around? Okay, here you go. The third fish sandwich was found at a Shelby's on Madison Avenue in Covington, and Shelby's was a chain, but of course, a franchise. I don't know if they're out of business or not. Anyway, there was one on Madison, and they had great fish sandwiches. This fish sandwich has a lot of fish in it, said Manic Mark. I wanted to go cup, said Manic Mark's friend. And they gave extra tartar sauce, but the owner was always like, "Oh, it costs so much to fly the fish in, and I don't know if we're going to be able to make it." So I figured Fish Day ruined his business and his life, and the other people in the restaurant knew it too. Okay, so that's that. Anyway, the fourth fish sandwich was unearthed on 12th Street in Newport. And the Shelby's restaurant wasn't the same ladies, but this was the same ladies that were at the church restaurant originally. And so they moved into this bar in Newport. And it was right across the street from the old trolley barn, which is where the trolleys came out of, but there haven't been trolleys in the area forever. Anyway, there was a guy in there that had all these military trucks, 737s, and we went in and looked at them. And anyway, we didn't buy any from him. They seemed a little bit high priced, but anyway, they had like these cups that are kind of like plastic. They have red, and if you use them a lot, they just look horrible. And their dishwasher never worked right. It always had big lumps of pink soap all over the dishes and stuff. But it was kind of like such a seedy little restaurant, you couldn't help but like it, okay? But then this one, I noticed this, they fed this guy there, and he never seemed to pay, they just gave him food, and he looked kind of homeless anyway, and apparently, I figured he was an alcoholic, right? But the one day we pulled up to eat, and he was throwing up outside in the street, right outside of the restaurant. I just couldn't. That was the end of that, so I never went back there again. The fifth fish sandwich, was discovered at Mr. Herb's in Walton, Verona, which was a bit of a drive for me. And that was probably the best place to get fish. And it was always, they did it 2 or 3 nights a week. They flew in the fish fresh. And it was like, there's like 4 tables in it, okay? But there could have been 100 tables in it, and they could have filled the whole thing. It was always packed, and people were waiting, and there was takeout, and it was amazing. But it burned down like the hand of God came down one day and just burned it. And that's just what I think. Anyway, God said, "Ha ha!" Because it ruined the best fish I think we ever found. And then the last fish place is Mr. Herb's out by the airport. It's the same Mr. Herb's people. And the fish is pretty good there too, but the problem is it's too far away from Manic Mark because he's cheap. And I got a 3-piece fish dinner there, not the sandwich even. It was the dinner, and it was like with a tip $25, on a Friday night. I just can't justify that. And with gas prices and all now, but anyway, he still asked. My friend still asked for a to-go cup 20 years later. He's still asking for a to-go cup. And I figured do they like that? Do people in restaurants like that? Because they got to pay for the cup and then extra tea. But I don't know. Just a question. Then they had a good banana pudding there, too. Anyway, I like that, too, but I was too cheap to get it, the banana pudding. Anyway, that's the end of the story. Thanks for stopping by. Okay.